سبيل الدموع سبيل مريح تنهدى يا صاحي كي تستريح وبث الدعاء الخفي الصريح يا سعادة
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. And welcome to our topic today. Yes, that's English. Welcome to our topic today, which is the school of Imām Abū Hanīfa, rahimahullah ta'ala. And as I said to you, because it's going to be concise and I'm hopefully true to my word, I'm now going to set our time. It's set for 10 minutes, so press start. This will tell me when I need to stop. Okay, so as I mentioned in the introduction rather, this series of whatever number of lectures it will be is covering the background. So in the introduction I mentioned that what we will be turning to next. What we're hopefully going to talk about is the school of Imām Abū Hanīfa. I'd already mentioned as well, if you recall, in the last video that you're better off, and I still got them here, you're better off getting hold of this textbook or any other textbook for that matter, or if you want more detail with respect to the Hanafī school and the Hanafī ulama, those who founded the school. But I'm sure any reliable, reputable textbook that's available, ask your local scholar and they will be able to advise you. Otherwise, I advise you for that particular text, and also those videos on those topics are also available on our YouTube channel. Now, before we progress too far, and as it is called, I've already explained to great detail what concise means, which I hope you already understand what concise means. I have defined what I mean by comprehensive, and I have defined corroborated. The two things which I didn't define in great detail is Hanafī Fiqh, which is one really term. So let's turn to Hanafī Fiqh. Now we know that every madhab is a body of methodology and principles which are employed to bring about fiqh. So that's what we have. We have a methodology, we have principles, we have apparatus, as I call it, by which fiqh is produced. So imagine the madhab as a machine. Okay, that's the best way that I can give you an example. Or from a mathematical perspective, think of it like a mathematical formula. So if you have this machine, which we can call madhab, a mas'ala arrives. So you put the mas'ala in this part and it goes chuk 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 all through this machine. Obviously that's kind of like machine sounds. Chuk chuk chuk, all that, ting, ting, gas, steam, whatever. And then out comes your answer. Okay, the answer comes out. And this madhab machine takes all sorts of things into consideration, which we'll be touching on in particular today's topic, the school of Imām Abū Hanīfa. But I don't know if we're going to cover all of it today because I'm on a deadline and I don't know what stage we'll get to. At the moment it's 7 minutes 42, so goodness me, where does time go? I've not even started. So that, or we have a formula. You have this huge beast of a formula. A maths question arrives, you feed it through the formula, press the various calculations, ping, and an answer comes out. That's what it's there for. Why do we need a madhab for in the first place? Well, we need a mechanism. We need something to ensure that this particular system that we're using should bring about consistency, accuracy, and applicability. We want consistency. If we keep changing our machine, then we're not going to get consistency. Okay, consistency is important. We want to give the same type of yogurt or the same flavor of yogurt each time. So in order to do the same, we need to put the same ingredients in. We need to have the temperature set on our machine the same in order to produce this yogurt. So it's consistent. The next thing is it's accurate. Okay, so one is being consistent, but if somebody is consistently wrong, then that's not a good thing. So consistency is one thing, accuracy is another. And finally, applicability. How are we actually going to go and apply this? So what did Imām Abū Hanīfa rahimahullah do? You know, did he kind of, you know, because this is the sort of third part, the corroborated part. What did he do? Well, we have a quotation here that Imām Abū Hanīfa said that I take from the book of Allah, which is Al-Qur'an, and if I do not find what I'm looking for, then from the Sunna of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then if I do not find it in either, I take it from a statement of a companion. And I take from whichever I want, and I do not move away from their statement to the statement of others. So we see Qur'an, Hadith, Aqwal Sahāba, or the Qawl Sahāba, the statement of a Sahāba. These are the three, radiyallahu anhu. These are the three that he goes to. And remember, Imam Abū Hanīfa rahmatullah was a tabi', which is somebody who succeeds or comes after the Sahāba. So arguably, after the Sahāba was him, okay, in terms of rank. So we have Qur'an, we have Sunna, we have the aqwal of the Sahāba, and then we have the tabi, statement of a tabi. Okay, so he says, I would do that. So when the matter reaches Ibrahim, Ash-Sha'bi, Ibn Sirin, Hassan, Ata, Sa'id ibn Musayyib, then all these people performed ijtihad. And as they perform ijtihad, I perform ijtihad. And we'll be interested to see whether this has been accepted by the Sunnah later on, inshallah. So there we have it. Lays out. Now, during Imam Abū Hanīfa laying out his madhab, because that's what he did really, it doesn't explain his methodology, because we're going to see that now. He did explain his sources. So what we're going to do now is turn to those particular sources. And what we have, as he takes a quick glance at the time, 4.5 minutes, what he has is a number of sources. Let me mention them to you, and that is key that you pick up on the different words that I'm using. The first is a primary source. So first primary source, Al-Quran Al-Kareem. Second primary source, Sunnah of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Third primary source, statements of the companions radiyallahu anhum ajma'in. Fourth secondary source. So you remember that? First primary source, second primary source, third primary source, fourth secondary source. Consensus, ijma. And I'll explain to you why that becomes a secondary. And finally, we reach the fifth one. And the fifth one is fifth methodology source. So 3 primary, 1 secondary, the fifth one is a methodology source. Okay? And that's deductive analogical reasoning, qiyas. And then we go to the 6th methodology source. Okay? Which is istihsan, juristic reasoning. Okay, these are the 6 that we have, the 6 sources. Okay, these are the ones that we will be discussing with you today, inshallah. So let's return back. It doesn't take any genius to work out that the first source, without any shadow of doubt, is the Qur'an. This is the speech of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam over a period of around 23 years. It is found written in our mushafs, and it is continuously mass transmitted. What do we mean by that? It is mutawatir. Mutawatir, yani from a large group of Sahaba to another large group of tabi'in to a large group of tabi'in, and it carried on like this consecutively, continuously, without any break, without any error in terms of a gap, in terms of a break in the chain, and mass transmitted a huge amount of people to another large amount of people to another large amount of people. And Shahada, you see, has a huge relevance in our Sharia, and that's how it's reached us to this day. It's miraculous in nature, and its recitation is considered as worship. And we have a verse here, وَاتَّبَعُوا النُّورَ الَّذِي أُنزِلَ مَعَهُ, and follow the light, okay, which was revealed with him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this you'll find in Surah Al-A'raf on ayat 157. And what I forgot to do, which I've just remembered now, is because of the corroborated part, the quote that I gave you earlier regarding Imam Abū Hanīfa, then you'll find that in a book called Manaqib al-Muwaqqaf, volume 1, page 82. So that's Siyar al-A'lam al-Nubala, volume 6, page 398, Tarikh Baghdad, which is volume 13, page 368, and Tabyid al-Sahifa, which is on page 111. So these are all the references for the quote that I gave you with respect to Imam Abū Hanīfa. So next is the secondary primary source, which is the son of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in Surah Al-Hashr in ayat number 7, he says, وَمَا آتَاكُمُ الرَّسُولُ فَخُذُوهُ وَمَا نَهَاكُمْ عَنْهُ فَانْتَهُوا. That which, whatever your messenger brings to you, then take it. And whatever he forbids you from, then desist, avoid. So here you can see, once we've accepted the primary source, and we've accepted the primary source, now we're saying the primary source is now evidence, it's proof. Then within the primary source, so we've accepted the nature of the primary source, i.e. Al-Qur'an is the first, and it's the first primary source. If we accepted it, in there we have a ayat which mentions to accept this other source. Okay, and the other source is the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. So these are those acts, or these are those matters which are established from the Prophet ﷺ, both in terms of statements, in terms of acts, in terms of both tacit approval, physical quality, or character quality. All these matters which have come from him. Now, Imām Abū Hanīfa rahimahullah does not consider all Sunnah to be of one category. For instance, he prioritizes a Sunnah al-Qawliya, which is a statement, over a Sunnah al-Fi'liya. Okay, 10 minutes is up. All right, let's stop that. 10 minutes is up, so I'm just going to finish this before we break. Over the Sunnah al-Fi'liya, due to the possibility that the act may be specific to him. Now, there's a number of acts which are only specific to the Prophet ﷺ. That's why we don't look at his actions, but we look at his statements. There are in certain cases where we do. You'll see that as we progress over the coming weeks, months and years. He also prioritizes a Sunnah al-Mu'tabira, Mutawatira, not Mu'tabira, Sunnah al-Mutawatira, which again, going back to the continuously mass transmitted, over al-Khabr al-Ahad. Okay, so this is Ahad, is the singular, Ahad, which is the singular solitary reported narrations. When there is contradiction in them, and there is no possibility of reconciliation. So where there is reconciliation between a Khabr al-Ahad or the Khabr al-Ahad, where there is a possibility for reconciliation to occur, then Imām Abū Hanīfa rahimahullah will make every effort as his school. I know I'm mentioning Imām Abū Hanīfa rahimahullah, but as you'll find from the textbook that I've already referenced in other books, there are many individuals within that. So it's his school. So whenever I do mention that, that's what I'm referring to. So you see that those will be accepted if there is reconciliation. It's only when it's contradiction and there's no possibility of reconciliating will he then abandon al-Khabr al-Wahid and accept just the statement which is mutawatir. So he also gives priority over a weak hadith over exercising personal opinion or reasoning. This is sometimes an accusation which is leveled against the school generally, but also against Imām Abū Hanīfa specifically, that he was one who did not accept narrations and rather would act upon his personal opinion first. Well, you can see here that Imam rahimahullah ta'ala is more than happy to even give weak hadith a priority, and this you can find in by Ibn Qayyim in I'lam al-Muwaqqi'in on volume 1, page 77. So that's the first primary source and secondary primary source dealt with. My apologies, we just went over a couple of minutes of my 10 minutes deadline, but as you know, I couldn't really leave you in the middle of nowhere. So we'll carry on with the school of Imām Abū Hanīfa rahimahullah ta'ala in the next episode. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. والصلاة والسلام على رسول الكريم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
وبث الدعاء الخفي الصريح يسعك الفضاء